What's up, guys? It's your boy Brian here, back with another video, and today we're going to be looking at 5 restaurants in Karaganda, Kazakhstan. Karaganda is the fifth largest city in Kazakhstan. It has a population of about 500,000 people, and it was generally known for its coal and mining industries during the increase of its population during the Soviet Union. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at 5 different restaurants, and we're going to be reviewing them on 5 categories out of 5 stars. For the first category, it's going to be location. For the second category, it's going to be style or what it is. Third will be pictures. Fourth will be some reviews. And then fifth, we'll be looking at some curb appeal. There is some curbs. There is some street view. So hopefully we'll get to see some of that. Um, and then at the end, we're going to be going over all of them and reviewing what place did the best. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so for the first place that we found the Tachka Cheverukov. It's right next to the McDonald's, but we're not going to be looking at the McDonald's. We are in the kind of like center of Karaganda. Um, yeah, I would say this is kind of like the center of it. There's a nice park not too far away. There is a hospital there. I'm not sure what kind of attractions would be nearby. There's a hotel and a hospital as well. So there's some stuff. There's some stuff. A vocational school. So there's some schools in the area. A micro district. We are on the bus line, I believe. Yep. So we are on a bus line. So this is at least on a major road. Um, yeah. 4.5 stars, 33 reviews, and it's about 2,400 local dollars. How much is this in USD? Kazakh to USD. It's about $100. So we can expect about 100 to $200. Whoa, wow, that's a lot of money. Um, okay. It does not have a website, so we'll have to remember that. First review, 4 stars 2 years ago. So it's okay. It's okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at some pictures. It looks very modern on the inside. Modern floors, tables, and whatnot. It does match. Um, it's a very modern style. I wouldn't say this is like culturally Kazakh style though. Not that I'm sure of what Kazakh style would really look like, but very interesting booth seating. This is nice. If this is leather, that's pretty good as well. Nice wood to kind of separate that this is the seating area. It does match. Um, the reason why I would want it to be leather is it's easier to clean, less stains and things like that. Wall divider, so this could be private dining. Why are these foods off to the side? There we go. Food, food, food. High chair for the kiddos. Wall divider. Um, for the most part, the light pictures match up. Crooked picture. That's okay though. It happens. Food. This is interesting. This is probably like private dining. I can't read what that says. So that's probably their menu. Um, Probably an assortment of teas. Central Asia really likes their tea. Well, a lot of places like their tea, but they're more common to see their tea bars. Can we get the menu a little bit closer? Kinda new. So that's just their specials. So it's nice that they have specials on a little plaque. Some sort of soup. We keep seeing this angle, this booth and this angle. This is by the website or the company itself, so um, that is quite a corner arrangement. Miscellaneous decorations on the wall. I mean, the walls don't look too bad. Can we see what the booth one was like? What was the booth one? Uh, the walls keep looking different because you can see this one has like a moon on it, or at least a circle, and this one is a lot of gray texture all over the place. Um, okay, so down in the bottom right would have been that leather. Oh wait, no, it's over here, right behind the boys. Uh, that's the picture that we keep seeing, and then on this side, it has the wood beam sort of corner seats. Yep. So now we're looking at this from this angle. Uh, wall decorations, speakers, so they have music. Exit door probably. That's it for pictures, so I guess that's it. We didn't even get to see the outside, which is kind of unfortunate, but I think we saw a good amount of what the inside looked like for the reviews. Tom Yam, Chebureki cuisine. Okay. A very difficult review to write for many reasons, mostly because of the many ups and downs of the experience here. For starters, the menu is large and has a decent selection of vegetarian foods. Prices are acceptable. Service was very good. It's all about that service. Then as they got busy, it kind of went downhill. They had to wait 50 minutes for my second order. Um, and I'm pretty sure she just told the cook to bake it when I asked for it again much later on. They do a service fee, so you expect a little bit more. Um, the spinach was tasty. Tashkent tea was good. But you wanted to give it a 3. Um, potato one was all potato, almost no mushrooms. Ups and downs, ups and downs. Could be nice. Very interesting place. Located on the 45th block. To enter, go down to the basement. Oh, jeez. The interior is modern and interesting. Tables are comfortable with sofas and cushions. Extensive menu. Fried and baked foods. Signature tea. Felt like we were politely asked to leave. We came with the kids to eat chibareki after the circus. We ordered, then the waiter came and said we would wait 30 minutes more. This is a place where you won't get chibareki. Chibareki. I hope management see this. We didn't wait and it was over and we left. Today I was at place Tashka Chebarkakov. I had the meat battalions. They were good. Salad with avocados. I have no complaints about the Chebureki, but who taught the chef how to make tom yum soup? Soup for almost, what was it? $50 to $100. So that's like 150 bucks. That contains one shrimp, a few rings of squid, and the soup is almost entirely mushrooms. So the guy had no mushrooms, but then this lady gets all of the mushrooms. Um, it's not even a classic. We paid 12.60. Jesus, lady. How much is this? $610. Jesus. She spent a fortune and left hungry. The Joe was simply magical and delicious. The quality of meat was disappointing, old and tough. The same thing happened with the piaf. Rice, not rice piaf, but just piaf. I don't know if there's different types. It's excellent, but the meat feels like it's some kind of scrap. Delicious. not greasy, not too oily. And the dessert was awesome. Traditional beef, tasty, 5 stars, gorgeous restaurant. It is pretty, it's very modern. Um, I wonder how people can see it on the outside if it's in the basement. 'Cause it sounds like it's in the basement, at least from the one guy's review. Excellent establishment, very tasty. A lot of these are in Russian. Russian is probably one of the main languages spoken in Kazakhstan. I'm sure Kazakhstan has its own language as well, Kazakh, but because it is a post-Soviet state, a lot of these states do speak some sort of Russian. Um, it's easier to travel, and everybody speaks kind of the same, or at least has a basic idea. That's it for the reviews. So, 4 years ago seems to be the oldest. So just after COVID, this place is still pretty new. Again, it looks pretty modern. So I would imagine it's still being pretty new. So that's going to do it for the reviews. Let us go ahead and take a look at that street view. Will we get street view? That's a good question. Oh, we might. It's everywhere around this place. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good. So we in a resto bar. What is this building? Summer Point. Um, Not quite sure what this building is, but it's a very nice building. But the fact that we can see our logo right out front, modern building, modern logo, modern restaurant, it all matches up. I would say it all matches up. Is there a different side that we can see? This is the parking lot to it. What does the main street look like when we pass by? Um, it's a busy street. Our building's this way. That's our building. What does it say? Modern Belarus. Um, there's no way to tell though our restaurant through it. No, I don't want the McDonald's. Um, there's no way to really tell our restaurant through the street view, but I still think the parking lot side did fantastic. And there's other modern restaurants. Like this is a modern style. These are becoming more popular. It's easier for real estate purposes. Imagine trying to sell a building with a Pizza Hut roof versus one that has a very generic layout, kind of like this. But um, that's going to do it for the street view. So, with that being said, oh, it's like a mall. Let's go ahead and give our review of the Tachka Cheparukov for the location. Uh, I would rate location pretty high. Cosmonaut Hotel. Uh, um, I would rate location pretty high. I would say probably a 5. If we're gonna give it anything. Close to a couple parks. There's a couple of other restaurants as well. We are in a nice building, nice modern looking building. So, and we're also on a busy street with bus lines. So I would give location a 5. For style and what it is, we're also going to give that a 5. This is a very modern place. Very modern place. It definitely showcases that throughout. On the outside, on the inside, on the menus, things like that. I think a lot of people understand that, but again, this is all pretty much after COVID, so within 6 years. So you'd expect it to be pretty modern as opposed to a historic building or a restaurant that's been open for decades. So I'm going to give style a 5. For the pictures, there wasn't a whole lot of pictures. A lot of them were by the owner. They showed us all around, but they did not show us the outside, or at least the logo of the outside. So we're probably going to give pictures a 3, just because there wasn't much quantity, and they're all by pretty much the owner, and some of them are product shots, at least of the food. So we're going to give pictures a 3, but again, it's still good. It just could have done better. Um, for the reviews, we're probably going to give reviews a 4. Probably going to give reviews of 4. This guy, he put it best. He's the only one that's written extensively about it, but he put it best where I don't want to give it a 3, but we're giving him a 4. The reason for that is because, again, it seems like once they get busy, they can't handle it. Um, Sometimes the food can be iffy, but for the most part, it's more of just the service. They just can't quite handle the service pretty well. When times get tough, when times get tough. So we're gonna give that a 4. And then lastly, for curb appeal, we will be giving curb appeal a 5. We see a nice, sleek, modern building. Even though there's no signage out to the busy road, there is pretty good logos and branding on the outside so that you can at least tell that it's in there or there's at least something there. Um, the name matches with the name that's on Google Maps, which is also pretty good. Sometimes it doesn't, but and it also showed food. It showed a fork and knife circle around their logo, so you can tell it's a restaurant too. So it had a lot going for it, but curb appeal, we are going to give it a 5. And that's going to do it for our Tachka Cheveruko, and on to our next restaurant. Okay, so for the second restaurant that we found the Steklo. It is on the more like northeastern side of the city. Still in a pretty populated area. It is by Lenin Park and Lenin Movie Theater. Again, keeping that Soviet theme. I mean, that was only 30 years ago. So a lot of this stuff is still pretty recent. Also by a technical university, hotel, boarding school. I don't know what this is. Cars. 4.5 stars once again. 1,200 reviews. This time it's about $100 to $200, and it's a cafe. So this is quite expensive, actually. It does not have a website, and the first review is 2 stars. Yikes. I did see the word overcharge, so yeah, could be a little expensive. Let's go ahead and look at some pictures. This should at least have more pictures and such. More people went here, but I'm not sure of how old this place is. So, outdoor seating, as well as some rooftop decorations of umbrellas. At least it's colorful. Miscellaneous plants. At least it's nice to have some plants and some swinging chairs. That's actually pretty nice that they have swinging chairs. And they have children's high chairs as well for the little ones. Um, it kind of just looks like random outdoor patio furniture that you could find pretty much at any Home Depot, but at least it all matches. Easy to clean, and all the tables also match. So I'm not sure if this entire restaurant is all outside. It's pretty cool that the umbrellas, though, give this nice pattern through the sunlight. Yes, there is an inside section. It is May, so it could be Easter. Not likely it's Easter, but could be. or at least themes of it. 850, 1,000. Jeez. Again, that's like 50 bucks for a piece of pie. It's a little expensive. What kind of drinks do they have? Various forms of juices and such. This is like a bakery or something. Umbrellas. Yes, that's a nice pattern. Nice pattern through the umbrellas. This is a different section, but still that over top covering. I'm not sure if they get a lot of rain in Kazakhstan. I wouldn't imagine, but it still could happen a couple of times a year. This is it at night. Nice ambiance. Their coffee cups have cute little faces on them. That's the vibe. That is also the vibe. And that's the vibe too. Yeah, those chairs gotta be comfortable. Just to sit there and swing for a little bit. This is the inside, I think. Chinese lanterns, hanging fairy lights, lots of plants. The plants are good. I like the incorporation of the outside and the inside coming together. This is oh, this is a guy with some chickens, and that's the front door. We're gonna go inside. So there's a door to go into the patio, and then around the side, there's another patio. So they have a lot of outdoor incorporations. This is probably the inside. Um, could be raining outside. Kids high chair. So we can see with the inside, they used leather with their chairs. Still, it's kind of like this out. Well, that's not leather. Those are cushions. Pillow cushions. This is still like outdoor furniture. A little bit nicer tables on the inside though, or presumably the inside. Um, another angle to the canopies. This is quite a large area. If this is all of them, that's quite a large area. What do they have? The Everlasting Gospel Arts College named after Tatamdik. Um, what else? What else? Coffee. Random mugs. I always do enjoy mugs. I like these ones, not so much the ones with words, but oh, this lady. She's enjoying her meal with her friend. It's a nice place. This is the inside. That's the vibe. It seems like it's buffet style, maybe. Or kind of like you order like Chipotle, where they make it in front of you or give you the servings in front of you. Saint Nick, reindeer, garlands and whatnot. Um, yep. This has leather sofas, which is kind of odd, and some odd wall decorations. At least the frames and the colors match. Well, yellow, 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 yellow. This should be yellow. These two should be switched, actually. Um, the decorations don't make too much sense on the wall. Here's the inside. Lots of leather sofas. That's the vibe. And that is also the vibe. That guy does not care. Um, more just random wall decorations. It's like some Aztec thing, vinyl record and a time clock. And this lady who's enjoying her time. Um, Tables match, chairs match. Off in this section though, looks like for the two-person seating, they have yellow chairs and different tables. So this is quite colorful. Child and the flowers. There's that patio section. TV, chairs, tables. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Banquet, maybe? They're just selling stuff. This is pretty cool. Some rock terrarium. And all the plants. They have a lot of plants. We like plants, though. Again, we like plants. Coca-Cola, Chinese lantern lights. This is just around COVID. Do they swap out the ceiling decorations? They must. 'Cause we've seen a lot of different variations. Chickens. They like to play with the chickens. Some outdoor stuff, but yeah, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Let's go ahead and look at some reviews. Birds singing. Choices of dish. Okay. This place positions itself as an upper class canteen. However, the drawbacks are they do overcharge, and it happens a few times. I don't usually double check the bill when they charge me for double what my meal's worth. We asked a double times, and they reduced price 2 times. Cleaning service was quite slow. We had to ask 3 times for our table to be clean. Waitress didn't clean it. She only approached us at the end while we were leaving, so it should be definitely improved. Food's nice, but bad service. Oh, all about that service. It's not something where you expect for food's overpriced. High high prices, high service. Cafe chill out, family friendly. Watch movies, different variety of cakes and foods. They have home pets like cats, birds, fishes, hamsters, and in summer they have ducks, rabbits, and chickens. They also have chickens, but it's nice. They have animals. I'm not sure what health code, safety, and all that stuff, but it's nice that the kids get to pet the animals and see them. Nice atmosphere 6 years ago, so this is probably during or just before COVID. Helpful staff, good selection of food. It can get very busy. Perfect place for couples. A lot of plants and umbrella decorations. You'll feel like Thailand. Pleasant warm place, a nice choice of buffet food. Self-serve lunch. So it is self-served. Food service is a bit small, but thanks to the fast checkout, the line was pretty quick, more or less. Stumbled upon this place completely by accident. We really liked it. Fortunately, you have to know it exists to find it, as it's located deep in the courtyard, hidden from view. But once you've been there, you'll want to keep coming back. Business canteen, if you want to have a bite to eat for a reasonable price, it's not to come here. Too expensive. Selection of pastries is decent, but the prices are high. Calling the atmosphere is not so much atmospheric. It's not atmospheric at all. Yes, so much greenery is unusual for a cafe, but they could have made it feel a little cozier. Um, I didn't see any signage. Restroom doors always wide open, and people can smell it. This guy paid 3,000 or 300 to $400, and he's the one that took a lot of these pictures. Unexpectedly pleasant. The coffee's just like in Turkey. Uh, oh, it's a bunny. Interior's excellent. The food is nothing special. Everything is cold, and they cheat you on the bill. Check the receipts. It's a nice place to have tea, although the tea isn't very good either. There's a playground for children, and they love it. You can just enjoy the view and the plants. It's a little bunny. Uh, fried calical, cali were a couple hours old. By the time I ate it, the dough had been completely soggy and rubbery. Meat inside was raw. It's not a steak, it's so rare. Either they add nitrate to preserve it, or they fry the frozen ones and don't cook them thoroughly. When I complained, the staff said that cows eat differently in the summer, so the iron in the myoglobin doesn't apparently oxidize. The strawberry cake had leaves on it. Apparently, the chef here loves fiber so much that he doesn't think it's necessary to peel the berries, or maybe even wash them. I mean, just take off the stems. It's not going to kill you. 5 out of 5. Let's go back to the bunny picture. Let's have that up. 5 out of 5. We're missing here. My favorite was the pavlova. I, oh, they didn't have the pavlova. Chocolate mango dessert. What's so wonderfully crunchy in there? A little less sugar, too sweet. Kudos to your chefs. It's a chicken. I love how they have a small fence for the chicken, while also a bigger fence for the chicken itself. Cozy, beautiful dining room. I don't understand the hype at all. Many people recommend this place, and we've been back a couple of times. There's always a meter-long line and no free tables. We were rushed at the counter and got confused and chose the first thing we saw. We also had to guard a table as there were so many people in the end. Bill was about 250 bucks, rubles. Uh, no one gave us a receipt, even though their selection and prices are not listed anywhere, and the food was not tasty. We came for iftar, hadn't eaten all day, and imagine what kind of food it must be to please hungry people. The chicken cutlet was nothing but mayonnaise, and the fish shashlik had such a terrible smell. The cutlet was a 3. The Snickers cake was very dry. Waste of time, disappointing. The only thing we liked was the interior. Interior is beautiful. Um, I don't know. Seems to be pretty mixed. Seems to be pretty mixed. Uh, you can't sit with plants, play games. A girl came up to us and said you can't play here. The whole point of this place is to grab a quick bite and leave, so you can't play here. Apparently she was implying that we were just sitting there and taking up space. There was people sitting at tables watching movies. It was basically taking up space too. Whatever, whatever, whatever. Prices don't match the quality. Waiter is on initiative, and he even forgot about me and closed the summer terrace. Close a guest while the person's still eating out there. Turn off the lights. Be like, all right. Be like, whoa, what's going on? Um, let's see if there's street view. They said it was going to be hard to find since it's a courtyard. Uh, nope, that's not it. Um, this is going to be impossible. Unless we can see like a courtyard angle, it's going to be pretty difficult. I just don't believe there's going to be street view. Um, yeah, there's just no street view. So, oh well. With that being said, that is going to do it for the Steklo restaurant. Let's go ahead and give it our review. So for location, we are going to give location a 4. We're gonna give it a 4. It's a little bit out of the way, and it is also tucked away. So it's a little bit hard to get to, hard to see. It's got good space, at least from the looks of it, but it just seems that it's hard to really find it. Like the one person said, once you find it, you'll love to go there, but it's just hard to find it. Um, for style or what it is, it's got good style. It's got variation of style, but it's got good style. I wouldn't say the style is all there because it's kind of mashed together. We saw many different patterns, many different tables, different styles. The top kept changing. So sometimes it's umbrellas, sometimes it's Chinese lanterns, tea lights. So they're not tea lights, fairy lights. So style, we're probably gonna give a 4, maybe. Yeah, I think we'll just give it a 4. I think that's fair. For pictures, lots and lots of good pictures. We did get to see the inside. We got to see the patio. We got to see different angles of the inside, different spaces, the different things. What's the vibe? That's the vibe. Um, so I think pictures will probably get a 5. None of it was really product shots. I mean, there might be one or two from the place itself, but for the most part, it held up pretty well. So we're good. Pictures of 5. For the reviews, um, some people has complaints about it. It seems that the food wasn't as good as what it could be. Overcharging and charging twice. Um, rude service and just kind of things like that. People did enjoy the animals. They enjoyed the outdoor scenery. They enjoyed the plant decorations and whatnot. I know I did as well. So we're gonna give reviews a 4. Could have done better. Well, we're gonna give reviews a 3. It's too expensive. And then lastly, for curb appeal, there was unfortunately no curb. So we're gonna give that a 1 star. And that's going to do it for the Steklo restaurant. And on to our next place. All right, so way out in Microdistrict 18, we are in the far northeast part of Karaganda, and we found the family restaurant Bala Park Mega. That's a G in Cyrillic, so that's Mega. First picture, it's got some style. We're gonna see some interesting style. This might be in Dusky actually, but we'll still say it's in that area of Karaganda. 4 star reviews, a very strong 4. Instagram, it does have an Instagram. 4 star reviews, a terrible park, 1 star. We just want the restaurant. So we'll have to weed through some of the reviews and just look at the restaurant. But let's go ahead and take a look at some pictures. Blue, very, very blue. Everything matches though. Plants on the inside. We also have some red, green, very poppy colors. Pizza, 1 pepperoni a slice. Some very large pizza. Or a large pepperoni for pizza. Ball pit with some slides. Wow. Could you imagine? Kid would love to go here. Umbrellas, more umbrellas. They have a lot of umbrella decorations, it seems. different rooms for eating, I think. VIP rooms, one, two, and three. So different themed rooms. Pink and blue checkerboard, still keeping with that theme. Racetrack, Disney characters. Disney is very popular, usually universally accepted, even in Soviet countries. Jeez, this is very kid oriented. I see what they mean. By family restaurant, they mean kid oriented. Rainbow everything. Rockwall. Nice. Some food. I would say okay. Rockwall. Rubik's Cube Rockwall, actually. Um, this is also a climbing thing. Legos, food, ceiling. This is one of the private rooms. You can probably host like a birthday party or something here. Probably what that pizza was. But that's the table. And this is the vibe. That's the vibe. Um, I don't know. I'm looking for the restaurant. Coca-Cola. Um, here's the menu. They apparently have sushi on the menu. Roll. Button Cyrillic. Prices are 50 bucks or so. 50 to 100 bucks. Yeah, 2000's like 100 bucks. Unagi, tempura, Lego. They also have cafe. They got some food, some tea, dessert. Hmm, fireworks. I'm not sure what those mascots are. Hmm. Place is huge on the inside though, but I think the restaurant is to the left. It's either to the left or it's behind us, and that's the vibe. We're not really seeing much of the restaurant. Here we go. Here's the restaurant. Uh, not leather, but soft cushion chairs for a kid's place is a little dangerous just because it's hard to clean. So maybe not the best idea, but um, for the most part, cups match. Even though they're different colors, at least the cups match. Plants, we sell the plants as well. Um, half a tomato. Size of those tomatoes and pepperonis, bro. But I think that's going to do it for pictures. A lot of it's just about the ballpark. Let's go ahead and read the reviews. So let's take a look. Kids like it. Terrible park. They overcharged. They were kicked out. They ordered pizza. The menu had one price, and they are charged 50% more. They ordered it themselves, but they were kicked out. And they ate the pizza and dragged the doors. People think about where to go and send their children. There were three 14-year-old girls, so when you're an adult, they smile at you, but when the child is alone, they insult and kick them out. I don't take your children there. Cool children's place. Seating for 300. Prices are not biting. Portions are large, food's decent. Uh, the food takes a long time. Um, there's ice cream though. Easily accommodating. Uh, cafe seats approximately 30. The VIP room is 70,000. Jeez. How much is 70,000? Ah, they were getting the prices wrong this whole time. Kazakh dollars to USD. $1.48. So maybe all this stuff was way cheaper than what we thought. So I knew it was too expensive. So 150 bucks you can get that private room. There are various attractions for kids of all ages. Park itself is very good. Only students work there. Waiters in the cafe were served very poorly. Fries weren't good. Waited 15 minutes for regular water. Expectations not met. We drove from the other end of the city with children, hoping to have a good time. Um, the children, the smile was gone. The children ordered the pizza, stingy with the sausage. Um, the drinks were dirty. Instead, they ordered water. They brought cola. And then they took the cola away and never brought the water. Uh, shame. They're the ones that took the pizza. No, wait. No way. They took identical pictures. It's the same person. It has to be the same person. August 2023. Yeah, it's the same person. Oh, sorry. Sirens outside. It was dirty. We ordered pizza, but there wasn't enough sausage in it. It tasted like carved a lot. Um, no words to describe it. First, they put stamps on children's hands that have been washed with soap for 2 days. Um, why can't they use bracelets? The stamp hasn't come off in 2 days. I mean, that's just like a stamp. It's not a tattoo, bro. It's not. Uh, they brought pizza with nails. Dirty. 5 stars, everyone was happy. Food's delicious, but there's a lot missing from the menu. Service is okay. Atmosphere is tired. So. The instructors who supervise the children are still children themselves. Food is a much. Terrible service, waiters ignore and forget orders, half the menu is completely unavailable. Staff treats visitors terribly. My God. Center itself is fine, but the idea of not selling food and drinks during Lent is nonsense. Children are your main clients. Very stuffy, no music. There's no music. You sit and watch kids and you can fall asleep. No heat or air conditioning. The cars for the little ones don't work. Sweat pours out like buckets. The air conditioning system's useless. Children and adults can lose consciousness. In general, I would never go there again. Food they brought was stone cold. The pizza was raw. The only thing I liked was the cooling lemonades. Drinks are astronomically priced. Food is not that good. Mm, all right. I think we've seen enough reviews. Katatasha wasn't allowed in. So, is there Street View? Let's see. We're in an alleyway, but this is presumably the place. Let's see if we can get the front parking lot. Oh, Smerto, Bo, Bon, Tour, Marks. I don't think this is it. Um, we're at a gas station now. Mechta.kz. Mechta.kz. What is this? It looks like they're selling the place, like real estate. It's a store. Where's the ball pit? Where's the fun slides? Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's here, unless it's somehow on this side, which it could be, but it's not. So, oh well, that kind of sucks. And these guys are just walking. Oh well. So, that is going to do it for the Bala Park Mega. Let's go ahead and give it our review. For the location, it's pretty far out there. Location, we're probably gonna give it two. It's pretty far out there. It's in District 18, 14, 18, micro district. Uh, so I wouldn't say it's close at all. So we're probably gonna give it a two. For style or what it is, it's got style. The bright colored themes, I would say, is very stylish. It's it's exactly what it is. Their menu also makes sense. It's basically just like a kid's pizza place, like a Chuck E. Cheese, but over there. Um, but also like not quite. You get the idea. So style, we're gonna give it a five. For pictures, there was a lot of pictures of kids, but we got to see the inside, we got to see around it. We did not get to see any outside pictures, which why? Because it probably doesn't exist on the outside. But 2023, yeah, this place is probably too new. Um, so pictures, we'll give a three. I think that's only fair. Um, reviews, people did not like the reviews. They hated this place. The park's fine, just like the food and the service and the staff. So reviews, we're probably gonna give it like a two, because really the only redeeming factor of this place is the fact that it's a slide ballpark for the kids and it's big on the inside. So we're gonna give reviews probably a two. And then lastly, for curb appeal, we are going to give that one star because it didn't exist yet. It's not real. So that is going to do it for the Bala Park Mega, and on to our next restaurant. So for this restaurant that we found the sorry, sorry. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm probably mispronouncing it, but I thought the name was kind of funny. We are in a park next to a mosque, 4.5 stars, about 300 reviews, and no website. Um, Two things about the last place we looked at, the Bala Park. Uh, Bala means ball. And we also didn't really look at the Instagram, but I can't imagine really much going on there. So, but with this one, let's take a look at the first review. 1 star. We celebrated Uzatu. Oof. So we are just by the lake here in Micro District 28. So we're about 10 micro districts away from the last place and by the university. But let's go ahead and take a look at some pictures. This is that wedding. Here is the wedding dances. Perhaps this is traditional Kazakh dress, traditional dances. Lots of food. This looks more like an event venue. Oh, that's the outside. 2024. Hopefully we can see that. Might be too new. Nice building. And it has a pool table. Nice. No like plants or anything out front. I mean, it's got some of the lawns manicured, but this building is actually pretty solid for curb appeal. Hopefully we get to see that. Nice staircase upwards. Some restaurant seating or banquet seating maybe. Because I don't know if this is really a restaurant, more so it's just kind of like an event venue. Nice mural on the wall. Interesting couches, but very stylish. Whoa. Another interesting venue. Also very stylish. Some nice leather chairs. I feel like this is the men's cigar lounge or something like that, where business is done. This guy, he was he was taking pictures of the other places too. This guy goes to a lot of places. Um, yep, just kind of random seats thrown around. That's why I think this is more of an event venue as opposed to an actual restaurant. But there's Kazakhstan in the winter, so they do get some snow. Uh, Here's a kid just walking around with his old man. Fountain in the middle. I wish the fountain shut up instead of just kind of trickled off the side, but I get it. I get it. Um, More birthday stuff or wedding or whatever it is. Uh, Kazakh style wedding. Here is the buffet of food. Wedding, birthday, I think. Only for man. Tech, air lore, ocean. No smoking for men. Women can smoke. Pool. There's that pool table we saw. Uh, I don't know. I mean, yeah, this is a nice building. But I don't think this is a restaurant, though. So we were duped by Google. Nice fountain out front. Nice sculpture and some gates. place is pretty cool though. Sponsorships, salon studio, a pizza place, theater, hospital. Uh, Street view. That's the vibe. This probably talks about the development of it. Here's the layout of it. That's the flag, and that's the vibe. There's a lot of vibe in pictures, but I don't think this is really a restaurant. Yep, I don't think this is a restaurant, but that's okay. Nice gates too. Again, nice building. So, let's go ahead and look at some reviews. Huge ceilings. Yeah, we saw that. We celebrated Uzatu. What is Uzatu? Oh, it's a traditional wedding. Wedding at the bride's house. On the appointed day, the so-called bride's wedding takes place at the bride's father's house. So first they go to the mother's house, and then on the day of, they go to the father's house with the bride's departure. Um, Bride leaves her family to join her husband. The bride's parents host a farewell party, inviting close friends and relatives. The groom's side typically sends 15 to 20 representatives. This event resembles a wedding, but is focused on saying farewell to the bride in a warm and loving atmosphere. So, Aksaray is probably Axel. Farewell song. Okay. So, this is the guy attending the farewell wedding, or the farewell part of the family. The waiter just started hiding the alcohol in their secret places from the very beginning. But the service was terrible, even though they initially assured us everything was under strict control. The service wasn't good. The guests ended up serving themselves. They were saving on lights, and the room was dimly lit. September the 8th or August the 9th? Uh, Pretty good. 5 stars. Pretty good, 5 stars. Beautiful interior. It wasn't a great experience. I can't deny the building is beautiful. The food is excellent, but the service is not good. It's all about that service. It just felt like the waiters were hired off the street that day, which, well, with banquet events, they don't need to be hired full time, so they probably did. They just stand there not serving. You have to constantly call for drinks. In the end, he served our table himself. Also, if anyone wants to hold an event here, I wouldn't recommend it in the winter. I got numb, so it's cold in the winter. Restaurant's beautiful. Well, it's like an event venue. The food is excellent, but there's no ventilation. Restrooms haven't been cleaned. Mountain of trash in the stalls. Waiters are very passive. They won't come over until you ask. Great wedding, huge ceilings. Decent wedding, large building. My son didn't have a formal registration. The time was set for 12. We arrived at 11:45. There were a lot of people, a live queue. Almost everyone had the same time. As a result, at 1 p.m. they closed for lunch until 2:30. We had to wait an hour and a half. Large, beautiful family, buildings. Everything's convenient. grand. Um, I don't know, I thought I saw Tunisia for some reason. Anyway, I was in the silver hall. Everything was awesome. The columns were making it hard to see though. I was good for their good reasons, good impressions. Food's not that good. Don't eat the cutlets. You can go. Conditions for designers weren't exactly ideal. Expensive to rent. Modern building. They tell you something different every time. Paperwork isn't completed on time. The line is respected, and it isn't even. Oh, it even leads to fights. I really didn't like it. There was a huge, white, beautiful building from the outside. They showed the VIP rooms. The design is terrible. I think they need to redo the small room. The staff are incompetent, rude, and condescending. We stood in line from 9 a.m. until 9 at night. We had a Christmas party. It wasn't very interesting. Building's beautiful though. We were there on August the 4th or April the 8th. It was cold. We were sitting in jackets, so it was probably April. Cool, cool, beautiful. Dine in. Dine in. Oh, good food, bad sound. Poor acoustics and cuisine. It was good. It was beautiful. Very good. Congratulations to the newlyweds. The kitchen is terrible. Fine, good, super, very big, cool place, beautiful. 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. These are kind of whatever at this point. Okay. So, is there street view though? I think there is, and that's it. This is like a Google picture street view, so this isn't actually street view. Let's see what our Google guide looks like though. Some good variety. We do have options here, so that's good. And we're looking for a white building, and there it is. Yes, that is it. Can we get to the gate? I want to see it from the gate's perspective. So that's really where people are coming in from. So you drive through the gate. It's a nice gate. Um, some decorations out front. That's where the parking seems to be as well. Toykana, whatever that means. Probably banquet events. Ak Sarai. That's the place. That's what it looked like in the pictures. And then let's see it from this side of the street. Yeah, it's got style still. I mean, it is a nice building on the outside. This is in the winter, March. So this is in spring. This is the building. Nice doors, wooden doors with a little thing on top. More branding. I mean, it's pretty good. The outside looks pretty good. Maybe one more street view. This is it in May, so a little further in spring. And this is the first one that we saw. So, uh, it looks nice. I mean, it does look nice on the outside, I will say. So they're right about that. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and give a review of the Aksaray for the location. Location is pretty good in Micro District 28. It is next to the water. It's about southeast of Karaganda, at least the city center. So we'll probably give location like a 4. Yeah, we'd give that a 4. It's in a pretty good place. And there's also a mosque and stuff, so people like that. What's this? Probably just talking more about the mosque in the park. So we're gonna give location about a 4. Bowling alley. Um, for style or what it is, uh, well, Google says it's a restaurant, but sometimes Google can be wrong. They probably just auto-read rules or auto-read the fact that I had food, so it classified it as a restaurant, but it really isn't. So we're gonna give restaurant, well, for style, we're gonna give it a 4. It's got great style though. It's definitely got some really good style. Uh, for the pictures did extremely well. We got to see the inside, we got to see the outside, different events, different seasons, different times, different angles, different rooms. The pictures, we are going to give a 5. It did pretty well. Did pretty well. Um, for the reviews, though, people weren't a big fan of the place. I would say reviews probably a 3. The service wasn't that great. The coordination of the events weren't that great either. And with it being a very large building, the acoustics were not that good. So they could have done a little bit better with kind of getting that set up and coordinated. I mean, you can have a large building, but you have to understand sound design and stuff like that, especially if you're selling them building space. So at least they should know about what type of building they have. So for the reviews, we're going to give it a 3. And then for curb appeal, this thing had fantastic curb appeal. It was exactly what we saw. So for curb appeal, we are going to give that a 5. And with that being said, that is going to be our review for the Aksaray, and on to our final restaurant. So for our final place that we're going to be looking at is going to be called Asia. It is 4 stars, 150 reviews, says it's a cafe, no website, and it's not too far away from the last place we looked at. It's actually pretty close. Um, pretty much right down the street, but still in that southern part of Karaganda. So, but it's in a pretty good spot. It's in a pretty good spot. Not the greatest, but in a good spot. So, for the first review, 4 stars, cozy. Let's take a look at some pictures. This is very interesting of an outside. They have black and white photos of their food for some reason. It's at least got a logo, kind of. It's got style. It's got some style. Chocolate food. Uh, I want to say it says Spasiba, but I don't think that does. I'm not sure what that is. Coat rack. Here's the menu with written prices in Sharpie. Very unique, very unique. People eating. That's it. Wow. Well, I guess that was it for pictures. Pictures are not many. There's how many? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 pictures in total, so not even 10. So that kind of sucks. Let's go ahead and look at some reviews though. There should be at least more reviews. Hostess, uh-oh. It's gonna be about that service. I like the place, very cozy. My first and last time at this establishment, a drunk guest was beaten up by a patrolman, the riot police, the entire city forced arrive. It wasn't a fun experience, it was a mess show. The evening was ruined, the manager locked the gates, leaving the guests outside, and no one was allowed in or out again. I can't say anything about the cafe itself, but it changes names quite often. I'm giving it a 3 because I got hit by a car at the crosswalk near this place. Jesus Christ. This is like, I don't know, this is like some sketchy area. Quiet and peaceful shopping center, convenient parking. Well, so. I didn't really like it. Super rich cuisine, terribly stuffy, smoky, there's no air conditioning, and the service is disgusting. Attentive staff. Simple, good food, reasonable prices. The crowd is unimportant, mostly drunk and behaving accordingly. Tasty food, not expensive, service is zero. Total crap. It's worth checking, it's worth changing the speaker for sound. Just like home, good waiters. The barn is real. What does that mean? I didn't like the roaster. Mumble, mumble, mood depends on finances. Funny. Large selection, just wow. Horror. 4 years ago, just horror. Collective farm. Soviet. 3 stars food, brunch. That's the vibe. Um, and then the rest of these are just kind of random ones without any description or anything to them. So that's just kind of whatever. Yeah, that's just whatever. So, lastly, whoop, what happened to it? Oh, it's right here. So, whatever. Let's take a look at the street view, the Bonaparte, and the English Cafe. So it's got some, I don't know, European ideals. Not ideals, but catering and tourism. So there's some places nearby. Is this it? I think this is it. Or this could be it. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just don't think it's really there. What does this hotel look like? That's not even a hotel. That's some dude's house. It's like an Airbnb. Um, yeah, I don't know. Not really there. Not really there. Yeah, even the top of the gate isn't even there. This sign that we're seeing. So, oh well. That one was a quick one, unfortunately. So that one's going to do for the Asia Cafe. Let's go ahead and give it our review. For the first category of location, location, we're probably going to give it 4. It's in a more populated spot. My Tbilisi, yeah. So this is, I knew I saw that. Damn, that place is We'll take a quick glance at that too. We'll throw in that one for an extra. But yeah. So for location, we're probably gonna give it a 4. For style, we can't even get to see the style, so we're gonna give style a 1. Well, we'll give it a 2 because we can see the sign. For pictures, we're gonna give probably a 1. There was only 8 pictures. 2 of them were menus, one of them was that. So that was a bit disappointing. For the reviews, seems like people did not have a good time here. One guy almost got hit by a car. The other person soft bites. So we'll probably give reviews a 2. And then lastly, for curb appeal, There was no curb appeal, so unfortunately, 1 star. And that is going to do it for the Asia Cafe. And real quick, let's take a look at my Tbilisi. Tbilisi. Oh, I could be mispronouncing that. But I want to at least see what this place is like. Just a quick glance, just a quick glance, you know. Curb appeal. Ah, some nice inside, wood burning fire. Oh my God, that's the vibe. Um, this is the inside. Corner seat. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think this one's the secret winner. Reviews. This is probably gonna be some good reviews. We'll see what this one is. Also an international restaurant, so it's not a Kazakhstan restaurant. I mean, the other place was called Asia, but um, expensive, worse service. So it's always about that service. Is there a website? No. Anyway, so that's going to do it for our restaurant reviews, and let's go into our final segment where we review all the places that we saw today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the Karaganda City Mazlikat. This is basically their city hall. To give our final decision on the places that we saw today, I'm going to go ahead and put those reviews up on the board. If you did enjoy today's video, please be sure to leave a like. If you enjoy my content, please be sure to subscribe. I do upload pretty often, so be tuned for that. And without a further ado, I would just like to say thank you all so much for watching, and be sure to tune in next time when we find another random place in the world and see what it has to offer. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you then. Thanks.